All right, let's do this next problem here. So I kind of grayed out the stuff we already did, but I'm going to leave it there in case we need to kind of look at it, right? But it's just so we know it's not the main show here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at how would we solve this normally if we had like our angle in one of the sides. So you look at what you have, right? So they're giving me my adjacent and they're giving me my opposite side. So which one of my trig functions operates when you basically don't have a hypotenuse is the tangent, right? So we know that the tangent of theta is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. So we're going to plug in what we know. So we know that we have the tangent of x is equal to, now put in your values, right? So you put in your opposite over your adjacent. So we got 27 over 18, right? Next step now to find the inverse function of tangent is to swap these two around, all right? Switch those. So we have 27 over 18 equals x, okay? So it's, if you set it up exactly the same way, it'll get you to where you need to go. And then the only new thing to remember is that, okay, we're going to take this and this and we're going to switch those around, okay? And that's how the inverse of the function, that's how the inversing, if we can call that a word, works. All right. And so to do this, you're going to hit your second button on your calculator. I kind of talked about this a little more in depth in the previous video. You hit the second button, then you hit your function, and the function button we're going to hit is tangent. And then when I do that, I get something that says tangent inverse, and then it gives me that, and then you just put in your division problem. So you go 27 divided by 18. You close it off with the parentheses if you have parentheses. If you don't, then you just hit the equal button. It should do it. And then I hit enter or equals, depending on what you have. And then you are going to get x equals 56.3 degrees. Make sure that you have degrees, not radians, selected on your calculator. And if you're not sure how to do that, then you, depending upon what calculator you have, then you can always just Google it, and it's you'll find something pretty quickly on it. And a lot of the calculators also have a reset button on the back, and a lot of times if you take like a paper clip or a pen or something like that and you hit the reset button, what it will do is it will set it to the factory settings, and generally speaking, I believe the factory settings for TIs are degrees, not radians. All right, last problem here for this video. What are they giving me? Well, they're giving me 6 and 10, which is my hypotenuse and my opposite side, according to this, right? I'm going to kind of clean this. There's a lot going on up here, so let's kind of get rid of this stuff. Let's move you. All right, so we've got my opposite side, my hypotenuse, and the adjacent side. The adjacent side is kind of out of the picture here because we don't have anything. We don't need to solve for it, and we don't have a number. So opposite and hypotenuse relate to sine, right? So we're going to say the sine of theta. And I'm just writing these down to kind of help reinforce what these look like, right? What the ratios actually are. So we go sine, and then instead of theta, we're going to write it in the variable that they're giving you. So the sine of x, all right, is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse. So my opposite is 6. 6. My hypotenuse is 10. All right? And so that's what sine of x is equal to. So we're going to take this and this now, and when we perform our inverse function, we're going to put the 6 over 10 here. Okay? And then we're going to put the x over here, right? And now you've got your setup all good to go, right? And yeah, so let's rock. Let's do this. Okay, so the sine inverse of this is, you're going to use your calculator. You're going to put it in your calculator like sine. You're going to go seconds, and then so that would be your first button. This will be your second button, right? So you go second button, you hit sine, and then you're going to hit the parentheses should be in there, and then you're going to hit 6, and then you're going to hit your division button, and then you're going to hit 1 and 0, right? 1 and 0, all right, and then you're going to hit your close parenthesis button if you have that, and then you'll hit either equal or your enter button. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. All right, so I go second, sine, and then brings up the inverse. 6 divided by 10. Close that off, hit enter, and then I get 36.869, so we're going to round that to 36.9. Okay, so 36.9. And that's how these work, and the only thing I got to make sure I do is always use your unit. Whenever you're dealing with angles, you should always put a degree sign, or if you're dealing with radians, make sure you put rad or something like that so you know what you're dealing with. So there you go, guys. That's how these work. We'll have an application video, and then we'll have our homework help video coming up. So 2 more to come. So thanks for watching.